Hello everyone, people all around the world. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna talk about birth cards in tarot, which reveal various aspects of our personality and also give information about our purpose, the path we are meant to follow in this lifetime, and the lessons we need to learn. Basically, there are two birth cards, but the thing is that there is also another one that is hidden between them. So these are called the soul card, the personality card, and the shadow card. The soul card is our deepest self, our true essence, even if the personality card also describes us and reveals aspects of ourselves. It also focuses on our purpose and our path. The shadow card is the energy that we struggle to express at its highest frequency, and therefore it speaks to us about the challenge we may encounter and the lessons we must learn. Now, I am going to show you how to calculate them, because it can be a bit confusing and the mathematical process is not exactly the same as for the life path in numerology. So if you're not good with numbers, don't worry. I leave a link in the description so you can find out what your cards are. And I also leave you this guide so there are no more doubts. Well, so I go on for the explanation of the calculation. First, you have to add all the digits of the date of birth in pairs. And if you get a result of 3 numbers, then you add the first 2 digits together plus the remaining number. There is just one exception for those who get a result of 19. This combination will have 2 personality numbers. Okay, so what happens if the result is a single digit? Then your soul card and personality card are the same. And as you can see here, these are the cards that correspond you. But keep in mind that I am only one person and I am making this video 3 times, explaining the same thing in 3 languages. So I'm not going to go in depth into the single digit numbers. Instead, I recommend you to listen what I explain for combinations that are very similar to yours, since you share the same cards and therefore you'll also resonate with the message. Maybe one day I make a second part for you. And now, I like to let you know that I just created a Major Arcana Tarot deck. Thanks to this video, by the way. I promise that at first I was only making the cards to share them with you here. And I just decided not only to print it for myself, but also to sell it. So if you like it, it's now and only available as a digital PDF in Etsy, because I have no intention of turning into a physical deck. You are one of those who write their own story. Anything you desire, dream of, or imagine can become your new reality with ease, because you have a great creative power and your will is so strong. Actually, you are not afraid to take action to achieve what you want. Even so, your life is full of changes and you are constantly going through various phases and endless cycles. So you find yourself facing several ups and downs along your path. And despite your great ability to manifest whatever you set your mind to, life reminds you that you are a co-creator, that you don't always have control over what happens. And therefore, you will be subject to unpredictable situations and other karmic moments that are part of your destiny. What I find incredible is that you know how to adapt to whatever comes your way, being capable of turning that situation into an opportunity to create what you want. One of your greatest lessons is to go with the flow and remain optimistic when things don't turn out the way you want, that you always maintain a high vibration and never let anything affect your happiness or joy. And it's also important that your intentions be aligned with the purity of the heart, and that you use the power of your mind from an angle of light and positivity.
Roots of Tarot.
These energies give you the ability to see beneath the surface and detect the truth in any situation. Actually, you are a quite intuitive person and you notice everything. Another thing is that you have the ability to balance your logic with your intuition, and that make the right decision because you maintain an objective approach and understand different perspectives. So, you just see both sides of the coin. You are also very empathetic and quite sensitive to the injustice around you. So, you often must act as a mediator and resolve conflicts. Likewise, since you have a great sense of justice, you are very honest and always lead with the truth. And it's better that way because your path is karmic and everything you do will come back to you instantly. So it is important that you understand the law of cause and effect. On the other hand, you may also find yourself involved in legal matters through your life, and balance will be another important aspect of your path. Your shadow card teaches you to not be so critical or harsh in your judgments and to learn to forgive mistakes. It also invites you to connect with your purpose, adopt a deeper perspective on life, and accept that you have both light and darkness within you, and therefore to explore your shadow. Just don't be afraid of transformation. This combination is quite creative. The fact is that you have a lot of imagination and an ability to bring that inspiration down to earth to create something. So you could be a poet, an artist, just simply having a type of artistic talent that allows you to express yourself creatively and bring more beauty to this world. Likewise, these energies make you a very empathetic and loving person because you are very kind and generous. You're always there to care for and support others, and yeah, you just have a lot of charm. And look, even if you have the ability to manifest with the Empress card, you are more the type to go with the flow and surrender to circumstances. You remind me of that expression that says, wherever happens, happens. And that's because your attitude is rather passive, as you simply accept what comes to you and just go with the flow. Another thing is that your path leads you to stop from time to time so that you enter a state of introspection and change your perspective on things. And likewise, through your life, you will have to let go of people or possessions, material aspects that you become attached to. One of your greatest challenge is learning to set healthy boundaries with those who take your whole arm when you give them your hand. And it's also your responsibility not to sacrifice yourself for others or give too much of yourself. Another important matter is resolving any kind of escapist behavior you may have and finishing the things you start. If these are your birth cards, then you are a born leader and you like being in a position of authority. You are also quite a pragmatic person and you are the type who listens to reason before acting. Therefore, your common sense guides you in your decisions, and also you are very good planning and with strategic thinking. You try to stay organized in order to maintain a certain order because stability is very important in your life. However, with the death card, you find yourself faced with losing control from time to time and experiencing several transformations through your journey, which will leave you no choice but to let go of what no longer serves you in order to open yourself up to the new. So, all this death, so to speak, will lead you to gain greater power and become a stronger and more resilient person. One of your greatest lessons is to take risk and venture into the unknown because you are very calculating and you want to have everything under control. That is why you also need to learn to be more spontaneous and embrace adventure. Likewise, life teaches you to be less rigid and to free yourself from any kind of authority held over you. The fact is that there are rules that are made to be broken, especially if they don't resonate with you. It is also important that you don't forget that you were once a child. You need to reclaim your innocence so that you realize there are things that go beyond logic and magic is found in faith. People with this combination often come from a religious or dogmatic family that try to impose certain traditions or doctrines on them from a very early age. You just live in an environment full of rules and rigid structure. This is why your purpose is to question everything you have been taught up until now and to embark on a type of journey or learning that allows you to open yourself up to the world, explore different beliefs, cultures, possibilities, and in this way form your own belief system. And by this, I don't mean that you have to completely abandon what you were taught, but rather that you find a balance between the openness of your spirit and those dogmas. That you let go of what doesn't resonate with you in order to make space for what you consider to be your truth. Your path certainly involves joining others who share the same values as you and cooperating with people who see things differently will also be part of your destiny. That is why it will be important that you make an effort to collaborate from a place of peace and harmony. Just try to breathe and to be patient. By the way, another essential theme for this combination is constant study, which will help you gain great wisdom and take on a role as a guide or teacher for others. If these are your birth cards, then love is one of the most important aspects for you in this world. Actually, sex, marriage, topics related to soulmates and romance are points you consider quite deeply. You just cannot live without having someone by your side to share and experience everything with. You are a very passionate person, and that is reflected in your relationships, which can sometimes become very toxic because you can become obsessed with certain people or your partner and even end up completely depending on them. That is why something very important that you must learn is to love yourself. It is also essential that you do shadow work, because you can be your own worst enemy by falling into addictions and self-destructive behaviors. And talking about behaviors, yours can be quite materialistic, and there is nothing wrong with that. But you just need to be careful not to veer into excess that disempower and enslave you. Always remember that the decision is yours, right? And it should be made from the heart, but make sure it's something that benefits you. So don't forget, love yourself first, and you will attract true love and healthy relationships. This combination makes you a very strong person, as your life is full of ups and downs and you often experience unexpected changes. Actually, you go through certain crises that open your eyes and make you question absolutely everything. In fact, you often change your perspective on things, and since you are a kind of philosopher in search of existential answers, you gradually unveil mysteries and free yourself from conditioning or illusory beliefs. Honestly, your path can become a bit chaotic. But anyway, nothing can defeat you because you always end up obtaining victory over obstacles. Also, your willpower is very strong and you have great ability to take control and hold the reins of your own life, even if you sometimes feel divided between opposing forces. But once you are clear about what you want, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you. You certainly don't lack determination, and when it comes to your goals, you move forward with great focus and discipline until you achieve what you want. This combination makes your energy so healing. You just radiate great calm and serenity, and you are a very compassionate person with a huge heart. Also, the control you have over yourself is quite impressive. What also stands out here is your ability to fight for what you want to manifest, because you have goals that you wish to fulfill in this life, and you are very perseverant following your dreams. You are also very brave, and the confidence you have in yourself and in your purpose will lead you to achieve whatever you want. Sometimes you may have doubts and a fear of failure, but is that hope you have in your future and the faith that the universe is guiding you on your path that will turn any dream you have into reality. And honestly, because you are so strong, I don't see giving up as an option. Keep spreading your light and creativity in the world because you inspire others much more than you can imagine. If these are your birth cards, then you are a quite introverted and solitary person. You just spend a lot of time in solitude, doing introspection and searching for inner answers. You also have an interest in esoteric matters or simply in mysteries and everything that lies beneath the surface. You probably are an old soul because you are a very wise person, and you could even play the role of mentor or guide for others. Your path is uncertain, and you can often feel confused by so much uncertainty. There's also moments in your life when you may fall into depression and feel anxiety or fear. And reality can seem so depressing to you that you may try to escape from it and along the way get lost in illusions and fantasies. So for you, that's what it is. Everything is about losing yourself and finding yourself over and over again through your life. So, your spirituality will be your salvation and your intuition your greatest guide. These energies make you a very lucky and blessed person, in my opinion. You have great creative power and you can manifest absolutely everything you want in this life. You know how to use your talents in your favor and achieve whatever you set your mind to because you act in alignment with your desires, and another one of your great powers is mental. So this combination definitely makes you quite a successful person, and it must be that you create your own luck since your vibration is quite high and positive. Your self confidence also contributes to your achievements. And really, you are a light being, and your optimism is contagious and inspiring for others. I swear that with this channeling, you are already transmitting me very good energy. You're also quite fun and you know how to enjoy yourself. At the same time, you are someone who ends up gaining a lot of wisdom because your path leads you to travel and live many kinds of experiences. One of your greatest challenge is to go with the flow and accept that you don't always have control over your destiny because life is a constant change full of ups and downs. That is why it's important for you to understand the universal law of rhyme. This is a powerful psychic combination. You have psychic gifts and a very strong intuition that guides you on your path. That's why it's important that you shut out the external noise and always listen to yourself, because sometimes you can feel quite indecisive. Anyway, you are a very wise person, and believe me, you know much more than you imagine. These energies also make you very mysterious because you are a really secretive person and you even have hidden knowledge. On the other hand, you are always transforming yourself and not without reason, since one of your purpose is learning from your past experience, correcting mistakes, and surpassing yourself. So then you will do a lot of shadow work and introspection that will lead you not only to improve yourself, but also to experience spiritual awakenings and reach higher levels of consciousness. Also, at some point in your life, you feel that you receive a calling, that you came here to do something very big on this earth, and that you are here to help humanity evolve by encouraging other people to awaken and to transform. And this is because you have a great power to influence others and to create major changes in this world. However, pay attention to your shadow card, which is justice. Your greatest lesson is to do what is right, being fair and honest in your actions, and to take responsibility for them because karma is real. It is also important that you learn to establish balance in your life, being able to make the right decision. And for that, don't forget to listen your intuition. These energies make you a nature lover. Also, you are very grounded in your body and you live in the present moment. You are one of those who work hard and at the same time know how to enjoy life, since you are connected to pleasure and you like the luxuries and comforts of life. On the other hand, you are also a very creative person, full of talents, and you are here to share them with the world and also to create abundance with them. Your path involves playing a maternal role in the world, supporting and taking care of others, and in this way, spreading beauty, love, and harmony wherever you go. You're also here to expand yourself, to travel, to connect with people from different cultures, to explore foreign countries, and to live many experiences that help you grow. In the same way, you are here to fulfill everything you wish to accomplish in this life, because believe me, success is part of your destiny. And so, to celebrate yourself and reach a point of total satisfaction that makes you feel complete. Something you need to learn is to connect with the more spiritual side of life. Let go all of all materialistic behavior that you have and surrender to something greater than yourself. Making a break for a moment to accept your circumstances and simply go with the flow. And it's like you need to open yourself up to different possibilities and adopt a new perspective on life. Okay, you are a very brave person. always willing to take risk and venture into the unknown. You just go to explore a place and end up sort of conquering the territory and building your own kingdom over which you have full authority and control. So you are very good at imposing rules, even if you are not that good following other people's rules. And that's because you are the leader. Period. Actually, you are a very powerful person. And you came here to do something important in this world, to leave your mark and become someone very influential and respected. You definitely dream big, but your vision is realistic and your faith goes hand in hand with your common sense. You also have the discipline and consistency needed to achieve anything you set your mind to. However, life teaches you that things don't always turn out the way we plan. Another thing is that as much as you value your stability, you need to learn to let go of control and open yourself up to change. That's why it's important that you don't fear death, or rather, don't fear whatever is coming to an end, because these are doors to new beginnings that will lead you to be reborn and to step in your power.